Now, let's go straight into this. Recently, the Israeli ambassador was here at Arise News, and he said that Iran was sponsoring terrorists in Nigeria. I know you've since responded saying that Nigeria and Iran have a good relationship. However, it seems that some people believe this to be true, that Iran is sponsoring Islamic jihadist terrorism in Nigeria. What is your response to that?
First of all, regarding the allegations of Iranian support for terrorism in Nigeria, I have to mention claims that Iran support terrorism are completely baseless and politically motivated, aiming undermine the long-standing friendly relation between Iran and Nigeria, which span more than 6 decades, and are currently at their highest level based on the mutual respect, cooperation, shared interest, and diplomatic principles. So, the Islamic Republic of Iran respects Nigerian sovereignty, security, and stability, and highly values its relation with the Nigerian governments and people. Iran has never pursued policies to destabilize Nigeria. So you can ask this question from Nigerian governments, officials. So we are in a good condition in bilateral relation area, regional and international point of view. In fact, this is a ridiculous and baseless allegation, and I think somebody should ask, the ambassador, why you raise these baseless allegation in order to ruin, the good relation and positive relation between Tehran and Abuja.
All right, thank you very much, Ambassador Raja. I'd like to follow up on.
Sorry. Let me finish my sentence. Sorry. If you allow me.
Yeah.
So
please.
It is important to emphasize that Iran itself, has been one of the greatest victims of the terrorism over the past decades. Even in recent developments, Iran has faced direct terrorism actions. Just last week, the supreme leader and thousands of senior officials. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Ambassador. Yeah. Please go on.
Officials. So, military commanders were targeted in a terrorist operation. Given these facts, it is highly unreasonable to accuse Iran of supporting terrorism. The reality is that Israel regime itself engaged in state-sponsored terrorism with a long record of terrorist operation, targeted assassination, and covert action against officials and scientists in other countries, in Gaza, in Lebanon, in Palestine. Such accusations are primarily intended to distract public attention from these facts. Iran always emphasized combating terrorism, respecting state sovereignty, and strengthening regional and international cooperation to counter terrorism. You see, during instability in Iraq 10 years ago, we were the country who combat the terrorism in Iraq in order to help Iraqi government against Daesh in northern part. They captured northern part of Iraq, and we helped the government of Iraq to combat the terrorism in order to get free those northern part of Iraq from the Daesh. This is our record. Yes.
All right, Ambassador Raja, thank you for the clarification. But I'd like to stay on that issue very quickly before we move into other matters. You said that what the Israeli ambassador said is politically motivated. I'll be interested in knowing the context in which you use that. And then could it be that you have had some support for certain organizations, Islamic organizations in Nigeria? For example, the Islamic Movement of Nigeria, which is also a Shia body. Could it be that the sort of support that you have been giving to such an organization is being misconstrued to think that is fueling terrorism? And then could it also be, Mr. Ambassador, that the fact that Iran as a country has not openly condemned the terror attacks in many parts of Nigeria, particularly in the northern part of Nigeria, can be read as being silent against terrorism and the issues that Nigeria is dealing with? You know, that misconception, are you able to clarify it, you know, so that we can put a stop to it?
We two different, you know, sections. First of all, we just as a just baseless allegation which that person raised. Iran, you know, has so many, you know, Iran in fact has some followers, according to the followers of the spiritual leader, you know, those person Muslims, not only the Shia, not only the Sunni, they are followers, you know, spiritually, you know, culturally, not politically. And you can see in Africa, after assassination of our supreme leader, you know, they have some, you know, peaceful rallies and you know, occasions. I mean, funeral, mourning occasions. So it doesn't mean that Iran defending, you know, those groups. No. It's a moral and a spiritual, you know, connection, because they are Muslims. We are Muslims. And for the second part of the your question is, we always condemn terrorism in any kind and forms. We always condemn, and always we express our readiness in order to cooperate with the governments or the countries who are facing with the terrorism. We express it, that we are ready in order to give you the hands. And we express it also as Iranian officials, and I mean, me as ambassador here to the Nigerian officials, that we are ready to give you the hands in order to combat the terrorism. Because I know the Nigeria is facing with the terrorism, Boko Haram, ISWAP, and etc. And we are ready in order to give the government hand, in order to give them our experience in order regarding the combating terrorism, because we had such these experience in the region. We are a victim of the terrorism. So we condemn any kind of terrorism, sir. We condemn any kind of terrorism, including in Nigeria. We did it. Our foreign ministry had so many, let's say, position against terrorism, against criminal operation by the terrorist groups in Nigeria, not in Nigeria, but also in, you know, African continents, not African, any continents, you know. We are the victim, and we are just ready to cooperate with the African countries to combat terrorism, because we had lots of experience. So we condemn the operation of the terrorist attacks and those crimes which they had done here in Nigeria and in Africa in several times.